Command and Conquer 3. Tiberium Wars is a real-time strategy game released by Electronic Arts in 2007. It serves as the direct sequel to Tiberium Sun and its expansion, Firestorm, which were released by Westwood Studios around 2000. It continues the Tiberium story and the ongoing war between the Brotherhood of Nod and the Global Defense Initiative. I'm making this video because I truly love the Command and Conquer series, and I plan to create much more content covering everything about this franchise. Today's video will give you an overview of the factions in the game. The game features 3 distinct factions: the GDI, the Brotherhood of Nod, and the alien Scrin. Each faction possesses entirely unique structures and armies, along with their own specialized technologies and strategic playstyles. First, let's talk about the Brotherhood of Nod, the most iconic faction in the entire franchise. Nod is a powerful religious military force that worships Tiberium, led by a mysterious prophet known as Kane. Kane's vision is to merge humanity with Tiberium to create a superior race. His ultimate goal is the ascension of mankind and himself by accelerating the spread of Tiberium across Earth to attract the alien Scrin, then using their massive threshold towers to achieve divinity. Nod controls most of the harsh yellow zones. In reality, they are a fanatical and brutal organization. Nod's largest force consists of militants, mostly gathered from the miserable civilians of the yellow zones who have nothing left to lose. Additionally, there are those dissatisfied with GDI who have been exiled from the blue zones. Despite being defeated by GDI many times, Nod continues to rise under the charismatic leadership of Kane. Nod is fanatical to the point of madness, with a near-total disregard for human life. Every member of the Brotherhood is prepared to die for the cause, viewing death not as a loss but as a noble sacrifice. Consequently, while GDI forces are fully equipped with heavy armor, high-tech weaponry, and professional tactics, the Nod militia are treated as mere meat shields, injected with Tiberium to artificially boost their morale and physical strength. Nevertheless, Nod possesses its own elite forces that are highly effective, such as the Black Hand. Heavily armored and equipped with devastating flamethrowers, the Black Hand can counter almost any enemy infantry they encounter. Fire is one of Nod's most popular weapons, even being mounted onto their tanks. Flame tanks can level an entire base if the opponent is unprepared to deal with them. Despite their brutality, Nod almost always loses in a head-on confrontation with GDI's superior firepower. Consequently, Nod relies heavily on stealth tactics and hit-and-run maneuvers. Examples include their stealth tanks and stealth bombers. Furthermore, Nod can deploy a cloaking field to grant invisibility to any vehicle in their arsenal. Stealth and guerrilla warfare seem to be Nod's most effective tactics to counter a GDI enemy that is far superior in terms of both armor and firepower. Nod's most iconic technology is their laser weaponry, featuring the legendary Obelisk of Light, a structure that strikes terror even into the hearts of the GDI. Laser cannons can also be mounted onto light vehicles like the Scorpion tank, and even onto their monstrous combat mech, the Avatar. The Avatar is Nod's most terrifying war machine. True to its name, the Avatar stands as the ultimate embodiment of the Brotherhood of Nod's power and spirit. Equipped with a powerful laser cannon on its left arm, the Avatar can be further upgraded by destroying its own allied units, tearing off their parts to integrate them into its own massive frame.
Weapons prime.
The Avatar gains unique upgrades based on the specific Nod units it destroys. For example, it can seize a flamethrower from a flame tank, or harvest a stealth generator from a stealth tank, granting this war mech the power of complete invisibility. And finally, Nod's ultimate weapon, the nuclear missile, representing the final blessing of the Brotherhood. It delivers a swift and absolute end to any who stand in their way. The next faction is the GDI, the good guys of the story and the protectors of world peace. The Global Defense Initiative, commonly known as GDI, is a force established by the United Nations to counter the terrorism of the Brotherhood of Nod and to control the spread of Tiberium at all costs. They protect the Blue Zones, the last bastions of humanity untouched by Tiberium, which account for only 20% of the Earth's surface in the year 2047, according to the game's lore. The entire story is incredibly vast, and I might have to make a separate video in the future just to cover the Tiberium universe's lore from beginning to end. The gameplay you're seeing on screen right now is the GDI faction. They are a highly civilized and professional military force. Their strategy focuses on a balanced approach of offense and defense, characterized by massive firepower and heavy armored tanks. Their most iconic unit is the Mammoth Tank. It is a colossal war machine, boasting overwhelming firepower despite its slow and sluggish movement. A true monster on the battlefield that strikes fear into any opponent. Despite the sluggishness of GDI tanks, they possess the fastest and most powerful aircraft in the game. GD fighters are incredibly versatile. They can bomb structures, neutralize enemy tanks, and engage in dogfights with other aircraft with extreme efficiency. GDI infantry are equipped with a perfect balance of armor and firepower, along with remarkable versatility. Their elite infantry, such as the Zone Troopers, can unleash devastating firepower against enemy vehicles and dismantle enemy structures in no time. And finally, GDI's final judgment, the iconic super weapon, the Ion Cannon. The final faction we're covering is the Scrin. Kane refers to the Scrin as the Visitors. In fact, he was the mastermind who orchestrated their arrival on Earth from the very beginning, triggered by the catastrophic liquid Tiberium explosion. The Scrin are an alien faction, and they are likely the cause of Tiberium's appearance on Earth. The theory suggests that Tiberium is an extraterrestrial substance and potentially a terraforming weapon designed to transform Earth into an alien environment. The Scrin care nothing for the conflict between GDI and Nod. They arrived on Earth solely to harvest Tiberium, attacking only to suppress human resistance. However, the aliens didn't realize they had been lured by Kane's signal. Because Earth's Tiberium yield was insufficient and human resistance was unexpectedly fierce, the Scrin were forced to retreat hastily from the planet. The Scrin possess highly advanced technology, utilizing specialized energy weapons, most notably plasma weaponry that offer devastating destructive power. They possess massive flying warships, boasting the most formidable air force among all three factions. The Scrin can execute lightning-fast strikes, inflicting catastrophic damage with fleets of Devastator warships that fire plasma from extreme ranges. And they can launch ferocious assaults using planetary assault carriers, which can even summon devastating ion storms. The Scrin are masters of teleportation technology, making their army appear as if it's being deployed from an entirely different dimension. They can also generate localized wormholes, allowing them to teleport their forces to any location on the battlefield instantly. Scrin infantry are incredibly agile. They overwhelm enemies with swarms of disintegrators and buzzers, while using shock troopers as their primary heavy fire support. These shock troopers can also perform short-range teleports, providing unmatched flexibility on the battlefield. Scrin infantry are also healed when standing on Tiberium, treating the deadly crystals as a source of rapid regeneration. A specialized unit known as the Mastermind can perform mind control, seizing command of any enemy unit or even their structures, bringing them under Scrin control instantly. The Scrin's tanks and war mechs are highly diverse, generally matching human technology in design and combat style. Their most formidable war machine is the Annihilator Tripod, standing even taller than Nod's mighty avatar. The tripod can fire multiple energy beams in different directions simultaneously, maintaining agile movement while unleashing continuous fire. The Scrin's super weapon, a black hole that sucks everything into oblivion. There's so much more to say about this game, but we'll leave it at that for today. If you've made it this far, I truly want to thank you. I've put a lot of heart and effort into this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and giving it a like. It gives me the motivation to keep going and share more fascinating stories from the gaming world.